Hello YouTube, we are back for another installment of Captain Arrow, aka Ario, and the book did dry overnight between my pieces of glass and heavy weights, and then here is the end result of the leaf casting, and I am very happy with the results. The color remained vibrant. All of the voids are filled in. The color match is pretty good. You're not going to get it perfect because the back whites were different in color from the interior cover of the interior side. So this came out dynamite in my opinion. It's all connected around the perimeter. It filled in nicely on the spine. And I have to say the use of Polytex definitely smoothed out the finish of the leaf casting. So this is now supple. It can be bent. But before I do that, what I want to do, or before I continue to bend it, is I want to cut it. It's still a tiny bit damp, and whenever it's damp, it is a little wrinkle to it because there's some moisture. So I still need to keep this underneath my presses. But what I like to do, like I said, is I like to cut it and then we'll keep it under the dry press for quite some time. So let me get set up and I'll be right back, and we're gonna cut this cover so we can get it to dry nice and flat under the weight and the rigid flat surfaces of the glass. So stay tuned. Okay guys, we are back, and I do have my white shelving which I want to use to cut the actual book. Now, as I've done in the past, I use regular straight razor blades. I find that this is the best method to actually cut the cover. So let me get a fresh one. You always want to use a fresh one, okay? The next thing I have that we're going to use to cut the cover is we are going to use, we are going to use a straight edge that I have now. I used to use the glass, but now I'm going to use a clear triangle. This is from Blick Art Supplies. I got the idea of a straight ruler from Michael Mayrend. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. He's all over the chats, Michael. If I'm not pronouncing it correctly, please don't get angry. But I am giving you credit because I do recall in the past you recommended for me to use a clear ruler. So instead of the ruler, I am using a clear straight edge, which is a triangle. So that is perfect. This actually works quite well. I'm going to put the pressure on it, and I'm just going to run my razor gently across the straight edge. I flip it around and I'm getting a nice straight cut for Mike Night Tiger's book. And I may switch it off to glass, guys. No, actually that worked out quite well. So that is a beautiful cut that I made. But I don't want to mar my shelf, so I'm going to switch to a piece of glass underneath. So bear with me. And we'll put a piece of glass. The only negative is that there's going to be most likely a reflection when I cut it. But we can deal with that, I hope. Let me just check the camera and see. We're all set up nicely. So now I'm going to do the other end of the comic. And again, using the straight edge is a wonderful idea, Michael. That is clear. So this is lined up nicely. And let's go straight through with the glass. The glass is a good surface to use to cut underneath on the razor blade. I'm always fine-tuning my methods. It's a constant evolution when I do these things. And I think this is the best method I have or had so far in cutting. Look at that beautiful cut. Look how smooth the paper is as a result of using the Polytex. Look how flexible it is. So we are evolving in our process. We are evolving when we do these books, hopefully in the right direction, which I think I am. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut the all-important top of the book. So let me line this up here. And we're going to use the front cover as our template to do a nice straight line. And I'm going to push down nicely, and I think this is going to work. A necessary process, cutting it nice and straight. I have to be honest, there was times in the past where cutting the books after leaf casting did cause me problems, but I think I finally got a method which is the way to go. And look at that. Should we be radical? And should we use the same razor blade? I think I am. I think I am going to be radical. So let's put this down on the cover. It looks like everything is lining up beautifully with my angles. And if I don't talk when I'm doing this, because I am paying attention, because you only have one shot at the cut. And again, thank you, Michael, for the suggestion of the ruler. I've modified your suggestion a little bit, but if you're watching, I'm giving you credit for this. And it's definitely a wonderful way that I am doing it now, because it is definitely turning out perfect. Look at that beautiful cut. And here you go. Here's the bottom. So let's remove this gently. Let's remove our glass gently. And there is the fully leaf casted cover. And I am very happy with the way it looks. It still needs to be kept under the press for at least a few days so it will remain flat with the weight, but I'm giving myself thumbs up with this procedure. I think it came out awesome. And remember, when we started with this cover, if you looked at it wrong, it would fall apart. Now we're dealing with a cover that is not only supple, but it maintained its color, its vibrance. It's one piece, and I think we did a good job. Actually, a little bit better than a good job. So let me know what you think in the comments. This is the final upload for now, dealing with the cover. And then what we'll do next is we'll start playing around with the all-important interior pages. So I hope you enjoyed it. One further look of the inside. There is a little haze, we know that, because of the Tengojo paper. But again, I'm okay with it, because this is a book that, if you looked at it, it fell apart. So stay tuned, guys, and I hope you like the upload. Take care.